Who you listen to is who you become. A stranger's words reveal life-changing truths about influence and choosing the right people. They say the right words at the right time can change your entire life, but what they don't tell you is this: those words don't always come from the people you expect. Sometimes they come from strangers, from brief moments, from tiny encounters that carry the weight of eternity. Today's story is not about luck, not about chance. It's about influence, about the quiet power of the voices we allow into our minds. Because whether you see it or not, whether you believe it or not, every word you absorb is shaping you. Your future is being built by the voices you trust. Before the story begins, let this truth settle into your soul. You don't become who you want, you become who you listen to. Elias walked the same path every evening, past the quiet houses, past the fading streetlights, until he reached the old wooden bridge that hovered above a slow-moving river. It wasn't a famous place. It wasn't beautiful enough to be on postcards. But to Elias, it was a sanctuary, a place where the world fell silent, where expectations stopped shouting, and where his heart could finally breathe. He had been carrying too much lately. The weight of dreams that felt too big for him, the heaviness of discouraging people, the sting of subtle comments that felt harmless on the surface, but cut deep underneath. His coworkers laughed each time he shared an idea. His friends, if you could even call them that, mocked his ambitions as if dreaming was a crime. And slowly, Elias began to believe them. Isn't it strange how negative voices sink deeper than positive ones? How doubts seem heavier than hopes? On this particular evening, Elias felt drained. His shoulders sagged as he reached the middle of the bridge. He leaned against the railing, staring at the flowing river, wondering if this was all life had to offer. Then he noticed him, an older man sitting calmly on the railing, not in a strange or dangerous way, but in a peaceful, almost poetic stillness. His posture was relaxed, as if he had all the time in the world. His eyes, when he turned them toward Elias, were warm, gentle, full of understanding rather than judgment. "Long day?" the stranger asked softly. Elias let out a tired breath. "It feels like every day is a long day." The man nodded slowly, as if he already knew. "Tired of trying," Elias added, his voice barely above a whisper. The stranger looked at him with an expression Elias hadn't seen in a long time, genuine empathy. "Tired of trying," the man said, "or tired of hearing people tell you not to try?" Elias froze. His heart thumped, his breath caught. How could a stranger see through him so easily? The man tapped the wooden railing beside him. "Sit," he said gently. "Sometimes the soul needs a moment to listen." Elias hesitated, then sat. For the first time in months, he didn't feel judged. He didn't feel small. He felt seen. The river flowed beneath them, whispering like an ancient messenger. "People think their future is shaped only by effort," the man began. "Work hard, push, grind. That's what we're taught. And yes, effort matters. But before effort comes influence." He looked up at the sky, a canvas painted with orange gold and fading light. You rise or fall depending on the voices you allow close. Even the strongest seed cannot grow in poisoned soil. Elias nodded slowly. Those words didn't feel like advice. They felt like the truth. "You're not failing because you're incapable," the man continued. "You're failing because you're surrounded by people who clip your wings before you even try to fly." Those words hit Elias like a beam of sunlight breaking through cloud. For years, he had been filtering his dreams through other people's doubts. The stranger leaned back slightly. "Let me tell you something," he said. "A small story, but a powerful one." He paused, letting the river's soft murmurs fill the air. "There was once a lantern," he began. "It was crafted beautifully, made to glow, made to guide others in darkness. But the lantern made one mistake." He raised a finger. It trusted every wind that passed by. Every time the lantern tried to shine, the wind would whisper, "You're not bright enough. Your light is too small. Don't even try. Others shine better than you." And the lantern believed it, not because it was weak, but because repeated words, even lies, start to feel like truth. Elias swallowed hard. But one day, the stranger said, someone placed the lantern inside a quiet room, away from the winds, away from the lies, and for the first time, the lantern discovered its true brightness. He turned to Elias, eyes soft but firm. You're not broken. You're not weak. You're just surrounded by the wrong wind. Those words reached parts of Elias he had forgotten existed. The man straightened his posture, as if preparing to reveal something sacred. Let me leave you with 3 truths, he said. Truths I learned too late in life. Maybe you won't repeat my mistakes. Elias leaned in. It doesn't matter if the loudest voice is wrong. If you hear something long enough, your mind begins to treat it as reality. So be careful who you allow to be loud in your life. He paused. Silence the voices that shrink you. If you surround yourself with people who believe in you, you start believing in yourself. If you surround yourself with people who doubt you, their doubt becomes your inner voice. He looked at Elias with deep sincerity. You deserve to be around people who remind you of your strength, not people who bury it. No explanations, no guilt, no apologies. Your future is worth protecting, and sometimes the bravest thing you can do is simply walking away. Elias felt a shift. Not a dramatic explosion, but a gentle, powerful awakening. Elias looked at the stranger. Why are you telling me all this? The man smiled, a mix of wisdom and sadness in his eyes. Because someone once saved me with the same words, he said, and because you look like a young man who's one good conversation away from becoming unstoppable. Elias felt his heartbeat steady. His breathing slowed. Something inside him that had been asleep began to rise. The stranger placed a warm hand on Elias's shoulder. Son, listen to people who speak to your future, not your fears. Before Elias could reply, the man stepped off the railing and began walking toward the end of the bridge. Wait, Elias called out. What's your name? The stranger chuckled gently, his silhouette fading into the dim light. Just someone who learned the hard way, he said, and then he disappeared down the path. The next morning, Elias felt different. Not magically healed, not suddenly successful, but awakened. He didn't quit his job. He didn't chase fame. He didn't reinvent his life overnight. He made one simple, powerful choice. He stopped entertaining voices that made him smaller. He stopped sharing dreams with people who mocked them. He distanced himself from those who only spoke fear. He replaced negativity with audiobooks, mentors, quiet study, deep reflection. He spent mornings learning. Evenings are improving, weekends growing. Week by week, his confidence returned. His discipline strengthened. His vision expanded. The dream he once thought impossible slowly began taking shape. Not because he became someone new, but because he finally stopped listening to the wrong voices. If you listen to small minds, you'll build a small life. Protect your ears. Your future depends on what enters them. Your destiny changes the moment you change who you listen to. Some voices break you. Some voices build you. Choose builders. Your life is a reflection of the conversations you keep. Never stay where your potential is not respected. 1 year later, Elias returned to the same bridge, but he wasn't the same man. He stood straighter. His eyes were brighter. His spirit was stronger. He looked around, hoping to see the stranger, to say thank you, to show him how far he had come, to say, your words saved me. But the stranger never appeared. Still, Elias smiled, a peaceful, grateful smile. Because he realized something, the man didn't need to return. He had already given Elias everything he needed, not a miracle, not a shortcut, but clarity. Clarity that who you listen to controls who you become. Your life is shaped by the voices you allow near your heart. Some voices drain your courage. Some voices fuel your purpose. And every day, you're choosing, whether you realize it or not. So choose wisely. Walk away from those who limit you. Stay close to those who lift you. And remember, greatness grows in the right environment. Change your influences, and you change your direction. Change your direction, and you change your destiny. Your future is not just in your hands. It's in your ears. Choose voices that help you rise. Choose people who remind you who you can become. Choose the environment that honors the greatness within you, because the truth is simple. Who you listen to is who you will become. If this story touches you, if it reminded you of your worth, if it awakens something powerful inside you, then do me a favor, like this video, comment on your favorite part, share this with someone who needs encouragement, subscribe to Awaken Greatness, turn on notifications, and stay tuned for another amazing, life-changing video. Your journey has just begun, and trust me, who you listen to is who you become.